Hi friends, this is Krish, the Urban Naxal. Friends, I made a recording of this message in Hindi. I am now making a recording of the same message in English because a lot of people have joined us from, I think, Central Europe, maybe some other nations also. About 45,000 subscribers have joined us in the last couple of weeks because of my coverage of the war between Russia and Ukraine. And it's not just a war, it is an outright invasion of Ukraine by Russia. Let's call it a spade. India is mincing words. Modi, our government, is mincing words. They don't want to call it what it is. They want to go with Putin's definition of special operation maybe. We are on the wrong side of the war. As a nation, we are on the wrong side of the war. Friends, let me begin by telling you guys one of those update things, the regular thing that's been happening with us, which is an update on the Runwal case first, because a lot of my listeners are basically interested in real estate matters in India. So friends, as you know, we are being sued by Runwal for the many videos that we have made about the people who have lost large amounts of money to Runwal. 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs rupees, which is 600,000 rupees, is a lot of money for the people who lost them. It's like 2 or 3 years life savings, and Runwal just takes it away without entering into a contract with them. We exposed that, we talked about it, and now they have a case against us. They want those videos to be deleted, and we will not delete them. That's what the case is about. There have been many court dates. There have been a few substantial hearings, but there have been a lot of ineffective court dates where there were no hearings. I did not update you guys about it in the past couple of months because the dates were basically duds. Nothing was happening. So tomorrow, April 1, we have another court date. I'll be appearing as party in person. Hopefully, I'll get to argue the case. Hopefully, I'll be able to convince the judge that without entering into a contract with these people, without giving them any rights, Runwal, big builder, big name, huge brand name, Runwal has taken away 4 lakh rupees, 6 lakh rupees from people, from poor people who live in the slums. That's the content of our case tomorrow. I hope that to convince the judge, and I hope we get a substantial hearing and maybe even an order. I don't know. Another court hearing will be on 7th, which is our anticipatory bail matter. Again, court case filed by Runwal, but now in the police. Advocate Sushant Walimbe will be appearing on our behalf, and I hope that will also be a substantial hearing and some outcome, whether it is positive or negative, but some outcome arises from that hearing. If it's negative, we'll fight it. Some outcome should arise. So friends, having given you the updates about Runwal, I want to address myself first to my Indian friends who would be wondering why I am posting this many videos mostly concerning World War III. Why am I not staying focused on real estate in India, which has been my focus area? Why have I published 400, 500 videos? I think the number is beyond 500 videos, very short videos, some of them. Why are we so energetically publishing videos about a war between Russia and Ukraine? Can't I just leave it alone, let someone else do the job while I focus on real estate in my YouTube channel? So friends, first of all, let me tell you guys that you should be worried. You who are concerned with real estate should be worried with what's going on. It is not just a war between two nations which doesn't concern us. It's not just some guy, some country named Russia invades some other country named Ukraine, and what has it got to do with us? It's got everything to do with us. Because first of all, this was an outright invasion by Russia, by Putin, not by Russia, by Putin. Many Russians are not sympathetic to the cause of Putin. Many Russians don't believe like Putin. They don't think like Putin. They don't want this invasion to happen. They want peace. But Russia is being subdued, is being held captive, is being held hostage by Putin, who has invaded Ukraine with armed forces and destroyed the civilian population in many cities. Mariupol is a city that has been razed down to the ground. Many other cities have taken very heavy damage. But is this just a war between two nations? No, it's a world war. It's a world war because United States and European Union, collectively NATO countries, have taken more than a casual interest. They are participants in the war. They are actors in this theatre of war. As for India, I'm ashamed to say as an Indian that as for India, our Prime Minister Modi and our ruling party seems to have taken it into their heads without consulting anybody, without consulting the nation, without understanding the will of the nation, have taken a cowardly stance. Mostly our nation is sitting on the fence. Rather, Modi is sitting on the fence, doesn't really want to come out and tell the people that we are supporting Russia, but that's what we are doing. We are supporting Russia. And there is a relentless public campaign in the state-controlled media called Godi media. It is state-controlled. Apparently, it is independent. For all practical purposes, it looks independent, but it is not independent. We know how deeply state-controlled it is, how deeply Modi government and BJP, the ruling party, controls this. And they control it. Let's call a spade a spade. We have been using the word fascism a lot in the context of Ukraine and Russia. Let me tell you this, Modi government is a fascist government. It is a fascist, Hindu supremacist government which wants to basically make second-class citizens out of Muslims and liberals. It is actively marginalizing liberals, the secular-minded people, and it is going towards mobilizing violence. It is trying its best to create a state of affairs where there's going to be violent confrontations between Hindus and Muslims, especially, and maybe even violence against liberals like myself. This Modi government is heading for being on the wrong side of history, is going to end up on the wrong side of history if it continues as it's going, and it is going in the wrong direction. It's going towards Putin. They are going to take India to ally with Putin. Bad idea, terrible idea. In the present world order, we would be isolating ourselves. Because the entire free world, that is United States and European Union, they may have a lot of shortcomings. I have a lot of things to complain about how USA and European Union, how NATO countries have basically done a lot of bad things in the Middle East, done a lot of bad things around Libya and Syria and Afghanistan and Iraq. And yes, all of it is true. All of it is true. USA has done some despicable things with the people of the world. No two ways about it. That said, siding with Putin's Russia, siding with Putin is an absolutely disastrous move. Even if we think from the point of view of self-interest, it is an absolutely disastrous move. The only direction in which it can go is Modi gets to control India the way Putin is controlling Russia and would like to control Russia. India will be a state, a nation of captives. We will turn into a nation of captives if we allow Modi government to lean in the direction of Putin and away from Joe Biden's USA. Now, Joe Biden's USA is a bit different from Trump's USA, Trump's vision of USA. Modi was pro-Trump, Trump was pro-Putin, Putin was pro-Trump, a dirty mix, a very dirty mix. Please concern yourself with this. It is important to all of us as Indians to lean in the opposite direction, to vocally protest against this, to enlighten public opinion. We should not let this happen. We should not let our government hijack public opinion with the propaganda machinery that they've got, with the BJP IT cell, with their dirty tricks department. Please don't let them hijack public opinion. Give them the facts about Ukraine. Give them the facts about Russia. Give them the facts about the invasion. Let them see for themselves, which is what I've been doing. I've been letting people see for themselves what's going on. And what's going on is absolutely horrendous. It's absolutely horrendous. Now, why would you guys who are interested primarily in real estate, why would you guys, or why should you guys be worried about this world war, which is what it is, by the way, world war? Why should you be worried about the world war? Why don't we just mind our business and do our own little thing? The reason is, among other things, it's going to deeply hurt us. Real estate sector is going to deeply wound the real estate sector. The real estate sector is already deeply wounded. Already, if this war were to stop today, right now, on the 1st of April, consider yourself fucked. We are already fucked, and I'll tell you why. Raw material prices will go sky high. They've already declared it. When raw material prices rise sharply, for various reasons, including the kind of petrol price hike that Modi has allowed to happen, when prices of raw materials escalate to this extent, projects are at risk of not being completed. Projects will not get completed. The cost of finance will also rise because Russia has been slashed away, has been cut away through sanctions from the rest of the world economy. And many banks have taken a huge hit. International banks have taken a hit. They have been deeply affected. The banking sector is deeply affected. It's hurt, it's wounded. Because many banks had huge exposures to Russia. Many corporates are wounded because they had huge exposure to Russia. They had a lot of operations going on in Russia, and that money isn't coming back. So the world economy is deeply wounded by this ongoing war. It is already wounded. We are not talking about what damage will happen in the future. It is already wounded, and this is going to show up in high interest costs, high project cost, high cost of raw materials, and postponements of project completion. Friends, you have already seen during COVID that when a builder asks for extensions of 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, or even more, he gets it because he cites force majeure. So what are the force majeures? It used to be COVID. It still could be COVID, by the way. COVID is not gone. But they are going to say force majeure because this is a world war and there are going to be global shortages, and there's going to be shortages of all kinds of things, steel and cement and other finishing materials, and I don't know, maybe even labor. We're going to have severe shortages. And finance. Severe shortages. And people, there'll be a shortage of buyers. People in a stricken economy do not buy real estate unless they are stupid. Of course, some of us are stupid. But There will be a shortage of buyers. There will be a fall in the markets. It's going to hurt the projects that you're booked in. Please, if you're booked, if you're paid a token, try to avoid going further. Try to claw it back. Try to get back your money. Don't go further, because you may lose 2, 3, 4 lakhs right now if you stop payment after token or booking amount. 2, 3, 4 lakhs is okay. It's not great, but it's okay if you lose it. Better than losing 40, 50 lakhs or a crore of rupees. Better than losing your shirt and pants and underwears. Please try to understand, this real estate market is deeply wounded already and is going to do unpredictable things. I don't know what it's going to do next. I don't know what the economy is going to do next. But our economies are never going to be the same. February 23 was the last date of that so-called normal economy that we had after COVID. We are never going back to February 23, 2022 again. Post February 24, the world has changed. Putin, by invading Ukraine, has changed the world. Even if the war stops right now, today, the world is not going back to February 23, 2022. So, please don't buy in under construction real estate. Please be conservative with your money. Please don't take unknown risks. Your money may not come back. You may just lose your money entirely. The economy is going to be unpredictable, and with Modi government, decisions will be made at 8 p.m. in the night without consulting anybody, and he will declare it a law, a fiat. You know what happened with demonetization. You know how lockdowns happened. Please be careful. Modi Sarkar has done it before, can do it again. We've been fucked before, we can be fucked again. Please don't do that to yourself. Be conservative with your money. If you're in under construction projects, consider backing out of it instead of exposing your family to the massive risks that will be coming. I'm your friend, Krish the Urban Naxal. Jai Maharashtra, Jai Hind, Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan.